Raise your hand if you knew Barry at one point would lose his tether while in the Speed Force. Okay, first off, is anyone else impressed with the transitions between the scenes lately? I know that's a weird thing to talk about, but they've been doing a really good job. Like, go back and watch the transition from the scene where Cisco's talking about the interdimensional device, and then they switch to a scene where he's talking about it with Barry. It was really well done. I know, weird to talk about, but I really liked it. Iris actually pissed me off this episode. I get proposing to someone just to save them sounds hurtful. Oh wait, this man really loves you, loved you since you were children, and proposed to you to save your life. Jesus, Iris, give the man a break. He's trying to change the future to save you despite knowing fucking with timelines has gotten him in major hot water before. And do you really want to spend the last days, weeks of your life being mad at someone that is moving heaven and earth to keep you alive? I mean, it is your life and you decide how to live it, but maybe don't push away the people that love you and maybe have a conversation instead. And then it was incredible that she was crying when Barry pushed her away at the end. Just did something similar to him, and you know he's doing this to save your life. It's not like he hates you now, and honestly, Iris, you deserve a little push after that bullshit before he went into the Speed Force. You know what I'm talking about, when you kissed him on the cheek instead of lips, and then you paused an insanely long time before replying back, I love you too. He's going into the Speed Force because of you, and to rescue your brother, and you may never see him again. You know, Iris, sometimes I think you're a cold-blooded snake. Not gonna lie. Wait a second. Did Barry say he needed space from Iris in order to try to trick Savitar into thinking that he no longer cares about Iris and they've broken up? And then he's gonna appear with some other girl and be like, brah, Savitar, I broke up with Iris. I don't like that bitch. I'm with this new chick and I'm totally in love with her and you should totally not kill her. Brah. Now that's thinking, Barry. Good job. He is going to be so fooled, and he's totally going to kill some other girl. You're on your game, Barry. You're on your game. Although, I will admit, I'm bummed they're no longer engaged. I know it may seem too soon, but I wanted them to get married next season, and then his rogue gallery show up at the wedding and just make a mess of it. Or them trying to foil his wedding plans just to be dicks. You know, normal, delightfully stupid comic book stuff. But thinking about how far Barry is going with trying to change the future, down to even what Iris is wearing, do you think he's already burned the coat he saw in the future? He's like, well, this can't happen if I burn that beautiful brown coat I saw you in. Oh my god, what if she hasn't bought it yet? And they have their space, right? And then Iris is walking down the street. Maybe she goes to Star Labs for something. Maybe she goes to the police station. She runs into Barry and she's wearing that coat. And Barry's freaking out and she's like, what? Oh, I just bought this coat. Don't you like it? That's gonna happen, isn't it? All right, moving on. Consequences. So I bitched, surprise, in the beginning of the season that, Barry won't have enough consequences for his flashpoint of fuckery. And boy, am I eating those words now because I'm really starting to feel bad about just how much he's paying for Flashpoint. The show creators were not kidding when they said consequences of Flashpoint would be far-reaching. Even I'm at the point where I'm going, guys, maybe back off the kid that fucked with multiple timelines in people's lives for his own selfish desires. The Speed Force scenes, as always, were awesome and heartbreaking. I loved Eddie saying, you'll never get Wally, and you'll spend eternity here. And then literally, in the next breath, he's like, nah man, I was just kidding. Go through those doors. I think the best part of the Speed Force is all the old friends showing up again, even though it's not really them. So I guess really just the actors for Snart, Eddie, and Ronnie showing up again is what's cool to me. Just to be able to see them again. Super endearing that Snart did learn some things from Barry's sacrifices and compassion. Jay showing up, always amazing. I'm a huge fan of Jay Garrick and his Golden Age comics, so when the line, slow in your Golden Age, Garrick, was said, I squealed like a little girl that just got her first Tamagotchi so many years ago. But then when he said the line that every race comes to an end and he sacrificed himself so Wally could go home, my squeals turned to onions in the room. And I know this is sort of obnoxious, but I wanted Barry to put on the helmet to leave the Speed Force, but it didn't happen. I know I'm greedy. Very sweet that Jesse is going to Jay's Earth to act as Flash in his absence. I would love to see some scenes on that, his villains reacting to another Flash, though we've seen them react to Barry before. Kind of feel bad for Wally, though. Jesse's just like, oh, you were just traumatized for what was like an eternity? Yeah, sorry, I gotta go. I'm actually really enjoying HR becoming more and more useful. He's an idea guy. Yeah, he doesn't know how to execute those ideas, but he's an idea guy. And it's also funny to see Cisco getting so frustrated when HR thinks about something or thinks up something before he does. Plus, HR's references to his Earth and all the little differences never gets old for me. Now you're thinking with helium. I was genuinely frightened for Jesse. I mean, they sort of had a point. You're not the real Flash here, or really for this show. You don't have plot armor, Jesse, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You could very easily be killed. Barry has plot armor. That guy is sticking around. You, not so much. You're what we call expendable. Here's one part I'm a little confused about. Jesse fought Savitar, hurt him, and then got back. Was anyone else expecting her to report her findings right away to the group? Don't you think that would be important? Yeah, emotional because Wally is back and Jay and blah 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 blah. Just seems odd that HR was one to tell them. Oh yeah, Jesse found out it isn't a god, but a man under the suit and can be hurt. That's crucial information, Jesse. Probably should have shared that yourself and everything you did. But I guess it would have made the ending less dramatic. Also, Julian and Caitlin need to bang. Just throwing that out there. Best line of the episode, Barry telling Joe, "Guess I changed the future one too many times." You think, Barry?